Welcome to today's lesson, which is taken from your listening and speaking book 1, unit 2. And we'll be focusing on words in context. Understanding words from context. We have to know how to understand words from context. الحصول على معنى الكلمة بالسياق. This is what we have to do here in this video. So the first way is by looking at the synonyms, the muradifat. And that's, for example, in this sentence here, the man was polite towards his teacher. He was very nice to him. So we want to find out the meaning of the word polite. We look for a synonym or muradif. And that is here, nice. So we understand that polite is something to do with being nice. The second way is by looking at the antonyms or the contrast. التباين وتناقض. An antonym is the opposite of the word. So we have, for example, I abhor pizza, but I love burgers. So we look for the meaning of the word abhor. And we can find out this meaning by looking at its antonym or a contrast. And that which helps us to get the contrast is but. And usually this will make it easy for us to know the opposite of the meaning or the contrasting meaning. And that is love. I abhor pizza, but I love burgers. So the word love helps us understand the meaning of the word abhor, which means hate. Cause and effect. السبب والنتيجة. For example, Reem went to see the doctor because she was ill. So we know that she went to see the doctor, so this was the result. So something had to happen before. This is the natija. So therefore we know that her being ill was the sabab, yani the cause. So going to the doctors because of something helps us understand the meaning of ill. And that is, of course, she was sick. So Reem went to see the doctor because she was ill. And she was ill, so she went to the doctor. This is cause and effect. So we know that when you go to the doctors, you are sick. Okay, after this introduction, please go to your skill box for this section, and that is vocabulary skill, words in context. And you will see a general explanation of what we have studied. Please take some time to read this and understand the examples. After that, we will start with activity A, and that is listen to a student's story about living in Australia. Use the context to guess the meaning. Circle the correct meaning of each word. So we have 5 words here. We have depressed, number 1, tough, number 2, considerate, number 3, treated, number 4, and optimistic, number 5. We will do number 1 together. So we're going to listen to the audio and try and guess the meaning of the word depressed. Is it very sad or very offended? The answer is there for us, but let's look at how we found the answer.
Unit 2, Vocabulary Skill, Activity A. 1.
Last summer, I stayed in Australia. It was my first time away from home for such a long time. In the beginning, I felt really depressed. I didn't know I would miss my family so much.
Okay, after listening, we know that this man was depressed because he missed his family. He was away from his family. So through the context, we know that he was very sad. So after this, please listen to the rest of the audio and complete the activity. Okay, so we're going to listen for 2, 3, 4, and 5. I will play the audio for you. Please listen and try and guess the correct answer, A or B, through context.
2,
The first few weeks were tough. I often felt lonely, and I wanted to go home.
3,
But the family I lived with was great. They were very kind and considerate.
4,
They taught me about Australian culture and customs, and they treated me like a member of the family. That really helped me feel better.
5,
After a few weeks, I didn't miss home so much. I felt happy and optimistic again. In fact, I didn't want to come home at the end of the summer.
Well done for listening. Well done. Now, please check your answers and see how you have done for number 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we have number 2, tough, which means difficult. And number 3, considerate, which means caring. Number 4, treated, which means behaved toward. And number 5, optimistic, which means cheerful and positive. Check your answers and see how you have done. And thank you very much for tuning in today.